podcast.
Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Anikami podcast. I'm Lucas and I'm here with Benny.
Hey guys.
So today we want to have a lighthearted talk about the best impressions that we had of the animes of this season. We plan to talk about around 5 or 6 animes that we like it the most from the first 2 or 3 episodes, as we are now recording this as this is the second week from the spring season of 2021. We will have like 5 or 6 animes because I made a top three of my animes. Benny also made a top three of his, and we will have some animes that interconnect. So um, we will then talk just about our impressions about each of them, and yeah, let's see what we have to talk about it. But before we start, I want to ask you to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you want. This would help us to reach a wider audience, and we want to spread um, the to the anime community. Like we want to build good conversations and bring good content to everyone.
We
So
want
if
to
you want to,
spread like the coronavirus.
yes, exactly, but not so deadly, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps a bit less deadly, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, please follow us. We are also on the other social media network, Instagram, Twitter. You can search for Anikami Podcast. We're there. So yeah, without further ado, I would like to start with the first anime we want to talk about. But yeah, but before I want to ask a question that we it's kind of a good question to ask before every episode to start. What are you watching at the moment, Benny, outside of the spring season?
Yeah, good question. Right now I'm watching Nishiju, which is called, I think, My Everyday Life. So it's a slice of life, but it's not really like this general slice of life, I would say. It's really strange. It is from Kyoto Animation, so it has awesome animations. That was also kind of the reason after Kobayashi's Dragon Maid to see what is else there, and watch it also together with my girlfriend. And it's really, really strange and interesting at the same time. It has like these small, occasional things that happen in your daily life, but just in a basically 2 minute short stories kind of. So it's not like has a huge story or something. It has just like these short moments which happen in your daily life, and then they get over exaggerated and over animated in the most craziest way you can just imagine.
Okay, so every episode has like 2 minutes, or is like 25 minutes of 2 minute sketches? Or...
So the episode itself has 25 minutes, but every episode has different chapters. So we're, for example, right now at episode 9 or 10, I think, and it is, but we are already at chapter 30. So it's really a lot.
Ah, okay.
And they all differ also in length. So there is no consistency. I think that's if there is one thing in Nishijou, what you can say about there is really no consistency. And there is basically five main characters. I would say like there is three girls which are going to school, and you just follow their life, and it's really like making the smallest situations, which is really interesting because it's situations which normally also not shown in movies or so on. For example, just one person, so they are in a restaurant, and the two girls get their food already, and one has to wait for their food, and they make out of these small situations. That's already everything. They make like this crazy
Okay.
animation and interesting reactions from the girls and so on. And it's yeah, sometimes also really crazy. It has also, I think, a lot of wordplays, which you don't really understand if you're not a Japanese speaker. So I think there is also a lot which I don't discover. So it felt sometimes a bit like Gintama, which also has like these funny part episodes. Um,
Mhm.
And that's kind of how it is, but it looks so good. It's so crazy. Like there is, for example, one scene also where they just fight. They play this game. I don't know if everybody knows this, where you have a table and you have then coins on the table, and you one makes a goal with his fingers, and you try to shoot
Yeah,
through the
yeah. I
goal.
used to play this
And
as a kid as
yeah,
well.
and then they in this scene they come like with this crazy camera, and the camera goes around the whole table around them, and then zooms to the table, to the coin, shows how the finger comes with like crazy speed lines, and just shoots this coin in the direction. And
It's like making an epic scene out of a simple game.
that's exactly what it is. It makes basically everyday life situations to crazily epic scenes, and the smallest situations, which sometimes are also really, really nice because it's situations where you can totally relate to, but you never saw this in some anime or anything. And there is these other two main characters which are a bit different. They are a bit crazier. Okay, we could say even three. It's a small girl, like really young, but she's the professor. And she built this she built this bigger girl, which is basically kind of acting like her mother, but she's not really her mother, and she's a robot, created by her. And the small girl is just acting like a child, and the robot is still like fighting with being like a robot and not being a real human. But the small girl is just not caring. It's just like acting like a small child, and like always putting stuff, for example, in her hand, and her hand shoots off, and then there is a snake or something coming out of her hand, and she's like, "Oh, why are you doing this to me?" And she's like, "It's fun."
So, so are they like family? It's like three girls, right? One is the robot, and the two others are like, I don't know,
Yeah,
sisters.
these two main characters are, they kind of behave like a family. So like the professor, which is like the kid, and the robot, which is like kind of the mother, and she's always going grocery shopping and so on. So basically, also a mixture between family and what you would have like if you would have a robot as a servant, kind of. So she's like this mixture. And the third part in this is a black cat. It's so funny. They find this cat, and it's like such a really cute cat, and they just want to play around with it and so on. And then the professor, the girl, says, "Wait, I have some tool here, so a device, so we can hear what the cat is talking or thinking." And the cat is just like, "Why are you doing this? This is so annoying. Stop doing that." And they're like, "That was a bad idea to give him that device." And it's so good because this cat is really like some grumpy uncle kind of acting in this. But at the same time, it's still kind of a cat. So it's sometimes like, for example, saying to the professor, like, "It's so childish what you are doing." And in the next moment, it's looking at his tail, and it's like, trying to catch his tail, and then it always tries to behave like more adultish than the others, and saying like, "I'm the adult here," but in the end it's also going crazy and acting like a cat should.
Yeah, those contrast situations are always funny in those comedic animes. It's like in one scene the character is completely serious, and in the other he's like completely stupid. It's usually makes the anime very funny.
Yeah, exactly. And this together with this animation was really, really interesting and really cool. So far, I'm at 10 episodes, so there's 25. I don't know if it's like Shintaman, there will be now a serious arc coming, but I don't really expect it, to be honest. But
Yeah, talking about comedy animes, I'm also watching Hinamatsuri outside the spring season. You showed me this before, like I think 6 months ago, something like this, and
yeah,
we watched it like 6 episodes together. But I never continued. I don't know why, but I just never continued. And now I'm watching again. I'm just asking myself why I didn't watch this before. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's exactly like that. And one thing that I like in Hinamatsuri is that they mix kind of perfectly the comedic parts and also some, I don't know, touching moments, like some parts where you really view them, the characters with another eyes, and you kind of connect with them, and you're like, oh man, this could make me cry if I watch this. Like, if this was like built for the whole anime, it's just like, wow, they made, I think they made like good comedy parts and also good drama parts. It's really, I didn't see this in any other anime that I've ever watched.
I also have to say, I like Hinamatsuri because of that more than also Nishiju. Because in Nishiju, there is also like parts where you completely cannot relate to, and they just go over the top. And then at this moment, it's just like, okay, I will just watch it until I see the next part. Um, Sometimes it also surprises you. But yeah, Hinamatsuri also the story, just how it starts, like this girl with psychic abilities coming out of nowhere,
Uh,
and being then with this mafia guy who becomes her father, kind of, and also this other girl, like the which then arrives also from this strange world, which we don't even know what it is exactly. Um, Also, she, like, when you watch the first episodes, you never would have expected that you will have like such a big connection to her in the end. And if you didn't watch Hinamatsuri, there is just one scene, and I think you will find it easily if you search just for Hinamatsuri on YouTube. Just this one scene where they play Pong,
Junkin Pong,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah, where they play this. Just watch this one scene, and you will already know how this anime is and how good it is.
Yeah, it's really good. I think the blonde girl is the best character in the anime. I really like her a lot. She provides some really funny moments and some really touching moments at the same time. I like it a lot.
Yeah, she made me really cry like at some points. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Besides that, I'm only watching the Fate movies. I watched the first one also.
Ah, by the way, about the Fate movies, I have to tell you, I saw that the Fate movies are in Germany. They should be like all three Heaven's Feel, I think. Not that I said something wrong.
Yeah, Heaven's
All
Feel.
three
Yeah.
movies should be running in a stream, so they wanted to put it in the cinema with this how is it called? I forgot again.
Festival, like.
Yeah, this normally what is every month.
Mhm.
And should be now somewhere streamable. I'm not sure if already or if they moved it to next month, but it should be soon streamable. Problem is, it is in German, so yeah,
Yeah,
like
I can watch it, but I don't know if I'm gonna get everything. So
exactly.
yeah,
So this
just a bit of context. We two are living here in Germany, and I'm not German, but Benny is. So I'm not completely full on the language still, but yeah,
yeah,
step by step.
but we
But
managed
yeah,
to watch Made in Abyss, so this
yeah,
movie was okay.
yeah, that was cool. That was really cool. I think okay, so the movies here in Germany are usually shown in the when they screen in the cinema, they are dubbed. The anime movies, at least, they are dubbed, and they don't have subtitles. So they are dubbed in German, and they don't have like either English or German subtitles or whatever. So it's really a challenge as a non-German to watch anime movies outside like streaming services. So for me, it was my first experience with that, and it was really interesting. I for sure I lost some parts. I had to rewatch it when I got home, but still I was able to understand the general plot and everything that happened. Of course, because movie is also a visual medium, right? But I still understood like some stuff they were talking about. And I was really happy about it. This is kind of an interesting way
I,
to train a new language actually.
are you sure you were happy about it because it was Made in Abyss, which is like
Yeah, yeah,
more being said about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Maybe it was better if I didn't understand, right? It was.
So
Yeah.
talking about sad animes, we could go on with the first anime of this season for us, which is like um, the new anime. It's on a manga by the creator of A Silent Voice. So Silent Voice is also already sad, and yeah, this anime is the same. So we want to talk about To Your Eternity.
So to your eternity. For me, it was not such a surprise that this anime became so. I don't know. It's kind of popular right now. When I look into my anime list, how many people are watching, and also in other websites like about the popularity, there are many people watching, and I'm not surprised, to be honest, because there was not so much hype. I think if you are in this inner anime circle, like always taking a look into what's coming in the next season, or just go over every single anime that is going to be released, you for sure had an eye on this one, and it completely delivers, in my opinion. The first episode is really, really good. It's way more than I expected for a first episode of an anime. And the second episode is also good. For in my opinion, it was not like as good as the first one, because the first one is like a story contained in itself, and the second one is like one part, like the start of a bigger story. But it was such a good and heavy introduction, the first episode.
Yeah, I remember after the first episode, I told you I think this is the best first episode I watched for any anime I've ever seen. So it's crazy good. It it's definitely sad. So just a warning there, but it's it's so crazy good, and I cannot say much about it. Just then watch it and just watch this first episode, even if you don't want to continue with the anime itself. This first episode in its own is a masterpiece. So for me, it was immediately a 10 of 10 rating for the anime so far. And also the idea of this anime is really unique and interesting, and I'm really curious where it will go to. But I really don't want to say much about it because it's just yeah, spoiling too much already for the first episode even. Um, what I also think is really interesting in this anime is the places where it plays. So there is not so many animes like the first episode is starting in the Arctic, so in the ice, and the second one is in a kind of, I don't know, tropical. There's some like Indian tribe, something like this, where you also don't see a lot of animes about this culture and stuff. So it's also really interesting, and this together with the whole idea of this anime is
Yeah, my first thought when I saw the second episode was, how did he get there? He was in the Arctic, and now he's kind of in a jungle, right?
yeah, yeah.
In a tropical jungle. I don't know. And I was like, okay, that was he probably walked a lot. I think he walked a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the first episode, okay, we cannot spoil so much because we cannot talk so much about it, because we are eventually going to spoil it, as we are now talking. There are only two episodes out, but what I want to say is that the first episode, um, as it is a story contained in itself, it you can basically feel the story building. I could kind of see where the story was going on the, like, around 12 minutes of the episode, 12 13 minutes. I was kind of seeing where the episode was going, but it still hit me like really, really hard. I didn't cry, but my eyes were really like tearing. I was like, wow, wow. It's I that that's the most interesting part, I think, about visual medium and like movies. It's not about the place where you get to, but the journey and how the story is constructed. Because even though I kind of knew what was going to happen, I still was completely moved when it happened, and I was like, wow, this is really something else. This is art, right? This is so compelling.
Yeah, I'm really curious where it will go to, what it will become. But I like the idea a lot. I like this different perspective on life also in this anime.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So should we go on to the next one already? Because I mean we really don't want to spoil, and we can just tell you watch it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's for sure the best recommendation for me. Is my top one of the impressions that I had. I think for you as well, right, Manny?
Yeah, same, same.
Yeah, so this is, I think it's the best anime of the season at the moment. So just watch it. This is a staple recommendation. You cannot go wrong by watching it, unless you don't like, I don't know, drama or something like this. But still,
Yeah, we don't like to be
just
sad.
yeah. True. If you don't like to cry, they maybe no.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so
So
my close to your eternity second place is Vivy Fluorite's I song. And here I think we should even spoil it because I have the feeling a lot of people misunderstood what this anime is about by the stuff which is written in any charts or in my anime list.
mhm, completely
So
agree.
so what is Vivi Fluorite's Ice song about? For me, it's a bit like I had like a lot of connections to Westworld, to be honest. It felt for me like really a bit like Westworld. Um, uh, but in general, it is about an singer, so a robot that is a singer. It's a sci-fi anime, plays in the future, and there is robots, and each robot has some certain job to do, and she's programmed and trained to be a singer, basically. And then in the future, there is a big thing happening, and the robots fight with the humans, and everything goes nuts. Basically, like explosions, dead people. So it's really brutal. It's from the mastermind of ReZero and done by Wit Studio. So this combination already, I mean, okay, it's Attack on Titan together with ReZero. Of course, it's getting bloody, right? But the problem is the synopsis is saying that it's an idol singer robot, and a lot of people, I think, just think it's about music and it's some idol singer, but it has so much action. I think most action compared to all the other stuff I'm watching currently. Um, and basically, in this future, one one data or robot gets sent back to the past, and he finds this girl who is this robot girl who is singing, and tells her we have to save the Earth. And then they try together. He as a teddy bear, so his data, his mind gets transferred into some electrical teddy bear, and her they try together to save the Earth. And she kind of connects this also with her dream on being at some big stage and people listening to her. And if all people die, then there is nobody listening to her. So this doesn't fulfill her dream, right? So she has to work on this to have her dream fulfilled. And from that on, it's a really great sci-fi anime. A lot of action, a lot of sci-fi stuff you perhaps also know from other scenes, but also sometimes there's a bit of singing, and if there is, it's awesome. Like it's really awesome. They had like this typical also ReZero scene where there is no ending, and they just have like some music running, and the anime still goes on. And wow, that was this one scene was for me already like okay, I like it a lot.
Yeah, the it already starts like in the first 2 or 3 minutes. It already starts like really strong. Like you see, there are people in an amusement park, and then suddenly, I don't know, 500 people dead. Everybody's dying, and I was like, okay, robots killing people in the amusement park. Nice. I can kind of understand how the robots feel in an amusement park looking at humans. So I would also want to kill them. But yeah, besides that, it's completely crazy. It's completely crazy. So I was watching expecting something else as well. But the first that, because I didn't read the synopsis like too much, it was more like you influencing me to watch this. So by the synopsis, I was not like completely like, yeah, I want to watch this. Maybe yes, maybe not. But you convinced me, so I didn't. I was not completely into it before, and I was surprised. I was really surprised. It's completely good constructed, like the plot, and yeah, has a lot of actions, a lot of action. It's, I don't know, it provides a lot of entertainment.
Yeah, what
It's not like a masterpiece. I wouldn't say like it's a masterpiece, but it is good, and I think it also brings the whole idol music stuff into the plot like kind of seamlessly. So it's not like she's just this annoying singing robot who, I don't know, just want to change the word by her singing or some, I don't know, stupid story like this. It's completely, I don't know, unveiled into the story. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's also a bit about like because all robots they have like this one dream programmed into them, so they act towards a guiding line kind of. And it's also about her understanding that it's not always this one dream you have to fulfill. There is also other things which can be perhaps more important for you than that. And she connects it with her dream by I have to save the people because otherwise I cannot sing in front of the people. But also in every episode and she's getting like by this teddy bear driven in new directions which she didn't think about before, like for example getting a battle program installed in her and so on, which she was before totally against it because it has nothing to do with singing.
Hmm.
So it has there also a lot of possibilities and what is what for me is currently a bit strange, or where I think they could be also become interesting in the end because it's the ReZero guy. I can imagine a lot of stuff happening there. Um, is that so? What they are saying is that in 100 years, the Earth will be attacked by, and there will be a war between humans and robots, and they have to make sure this doesn't happen. And it's also becoming a bit in a political direction. So they have certain situations which they have to change, which led in the end to this war kind of.
Hmm.
That's also interesting. And what it is doing is these time skips. So there is like so in the first episode you hear like okay we have 100 years and think like okay they will like shortly go through these years, and then the next episode is like 15 years later she gets she just gets awakened again by him, and he tells her okay so now we did this, so now this situation will happen and we have to change that. And what I also want to say is the animation and the look of it is awesome. Like when they show her face close, what the fuck? That's like the dream of every sci-fi cyborg loving person. How this looks. That's so much Ghost in the Shell and whatever. If you see like her face like really close and see like in her eyes these cable and it's awesome.
Yeah, animation wise, it's really awesome. You can see completely the details, and those, as you say, those shots when I don't know, a robot is destroyed like an arm or something, you can see like very detailed, or like the arm or the wires there mixed with flash, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting. I like it that's a lot as well.
Yeah, so I'm really curious where it will go to. It has at least a lot of potential for me.
For
Uh,
sure, for sure. Yeah, I think, yeah, I like it as well, but it's, I wouldn't say that's like a masterpiece, but it has a good direction that it can go. I don't know. It's everything is because of these time skips, as there is no like side characters, like supporting characters. It's only her and the teddy bear. I don't know if this in the next episodes can become a problem, because the anime has to center between around them, and basically they have to make the whole plot interesting enough, and those two characters interesting enough to get the viewers into the story and to have them follow those two characters without, I don't know, caring about the whole world itself, because it's always changing. So you cannot feel like, I don't know, attach it to the word, or I don't know. So yeah, let's see what they will do in the next episodes. But as the first impressions, I can completely agree that this is something that you should watch. I think every anime we talk here you should really watch because this season is so good. I was not so hyped in the start of the season, but after I started the season and I started to watch the first episodes of every anime, I was like, wow, this is way more. This has way more quality than I was expecting. Every single anime has a really good quality from the start. This is not something I would. That's not something I could say like 1 year ago, or 2 years ago. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a really good time right now. And I remember also when we were both together looking through which animes would we be interested to watch and so on. We were both like, yeah, I will finish a lot of animes which I still have on my list and I didn't have time and I will drop a lot of stuff, but in the end we are stuck again with like 13 animes we're watching each.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And about another anime, we have this season, and that it was kind of the opposite I was talking about. Like I was not completely hyped about it before, but this is one of the only animes I was really hyped about it, and it's Shaman King. So Shaman King, they are making a remake from the as I don't know if everybody knows, but Shaman King had an anime in the 2000s. Um, it was an anime that didn't follow. It was in the 2000s or in the 90s, something like this. I don't know if I'm right or wrong here. Um, but it didn't follow the manga completely because at the point that the anime started, the manga was not finished yet. And now they are starting the animation from the scratch. So it will have 52 episodes as well, and they will cover the whole manga. That's the expectation. So this is one of the animes I was really hyped before the season. It was just this one and To Your Eternity because I was looking into the list and I was like, okay, only those two are really interesting. The other ones I will give it a chance. Um, and it completely fulfills my expectations. For a shonen anime, I think we are now in the third. I think in the third episode
Third,
today
yeah.
was the first one was released, and it completely fulfills my expectations for a shonen anime. It has good fights, it has good characters, it has comedy and funny comedy even, like even the comedy parts that sometimes usually I'm not expecting much about comedy in a shonen, and but when it is there, it is really good, and it's like bringing the how do you say this, but the air, making the air a bit more lighter. So and Shaman King does this really good. Monta is a really funny character. It's he's such a good character, and but yeah, it delivers a lot, a lot. If you analyze it in a shonen perspective, if you don't like shonen, this is a completely shonen by the book. It's just about fights. uh, just the way that they fight is different. That's usually how shonen works, right? It's you have teenagers fighting, and but yeah, the fights are good, and this is a completely, I don't know, it feels kind of like a battle manga. I don't know, a battle anime, because in every single episode there is a fight. So that is kind of a build up to a fight. Every single episode from the episode 1 to episode 3 was like this. So they build up and they fight. And so the build up is good, the fight is good. So I cannot expect more, to be honest.
I,
So yeah, I really like the first episodes of Shaman King.
yeah, I'm happy about that because this time it was a bit different as it's usual. So I kind of knew the manga already. I don't know everything of it. Because in Germany there was for a long time ago there was an a kind of resemblance to the Shonen Jump, which was released every month, and there were like some mangas in it, like Naruto before it was as an anime running here in Germany, and also Yu-Gi-Oh, but the different Yu-Gi-Oh, so the brutal Yu-Gi-Oh, the dark Yu-Gi-Oh, and also the Hunter x Hunter, and Shaman King also was one part of it. And from there, I knew it, and I always liked it. For me, it was from the manga, it was kind of the same level as Hunter x Hunter from how much I liked it. Um, so what I see for this one, yeah, let's talk shortly about what it is about. Shaman King is about shamans, surprise, and it's basically they can see ghosts, and they can put those ghosts inside them, and by this they become basically the body for the ghost, and then can use the powers of the ghost. And doing this, they fight against each other. There is this shaman tournament, and Yo is the main character. He's like a really chilled guy, which I liked a lot. Also in the manga already. He's not really caring so much about this tournament. He's basically just saying, "Yeah, I will win this tournament because then I can." What was it? I think I can help all ghosts or something like this. So he didn't really care about winning it. He's just saying, "Yeah, I will try. I think I will win it, and then I will just help everybody and so on." So he just doesn't really care about all of this. And yeah, the cool characters, and the idea is cool, I think. They also have like some nice resemblances to real characters. For example, in the last episode, there was some guy like Bruce Lee, some ghost who
Uh-huh. That was
who
really
they
funny,
basically
actually.
used. Yeah, it was in the manga. It was one of my favorite chapters. Also, the only thing I see so far, animation wise, it's cool and I like everything. Um, it's just sometimes really fast paced. So even compared to the manga, I think they have like 3 or 4 chapters per episode right now, something like this. So it's kind of fast paced. So I think if you read the manga, it could be that you don't like it because of that. But other than that, I think they do it good. So it's working that it's fast paced. Even so, sometimes I really think like they could make the fight a bit longer and would be cooler. But yeah,
Yeah, to be honest, I don't dislike fast-paced anime. I think even the first season of My Hero Academia was the best one because it is fast-paced. There is so much happening in the first season of My Hero Academia. Like in the seventh, he starts with like no powers, and like in the seventh episode, he's like already in the school and fighting and in a big tournament or something. I was like, okay, I like this anime. There's a lot happening, a lot of information, and they put in a good way, so why not? I don't
yeah,
dislike it.
yeah. I think Shonen really improved in that way. If you compare like something like Naruto with Jujutsu Kaisen, what we have now, um, we have no fillers first of all, and everything is so fast and so much action. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm also not against it. It's just something I think you realize if you, because Shaman King is also an older manga, right? It's not something newer like Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen, so it had a different pace, and they just put it in this fast pace. And if you're just used to this slow pace and that's how you like the animes or mangas, then it could be at least something you don't like that much, depending. But I think they did it good, and I mean you're the for me the proof that they did it good because you didn't know the manga or so, and you said you like it. So I'm happy about it, and I'm really happy to finally be able to watch Shaman King because the original series, it was not the time where I was watching um, a lot of anime just when it was running in the TV, and here in Germany. I once found out that Shaman King is running at 8 o'clock in the morning on some channel, and I was like, "There is an anime for Shaman King? What?" But it was, I don't know. I didn't like the colors. It was so colorful and a lot of purple. I don't know. I didn't like it that much, and I really had high hopes when I saw the trailer for this new series. So I'm curious how it will go on, because I never finished the manga, because this Shonen Jump in Germany at some point called Banzai, they stopped at some point releasing it, and it was not finished at that point.
Yeah, something. The only thing that is kind of strange for me is the Yo's voice in this new anime.
Oh
He's
yeah.
completely sounding like a girl. I mean, I'm not completely against, like, I don't know, protagonists who sounds who have, I don't know, a high pitched voice or something like this. But Yo sounds really like a girl in the first in the, when I heard. Okay, now I'm used to it. Of course, you get used to it. But in the first episode, as soon as I heard his voice, like his first lines, I was like, wow, he's really sounding like a girl. It's not like a guy again. I don't know. It's I mean, now it's fine because I'm used to it, but in the start it was really, I don't know, strange, kind of annoying even.
Yeah, I agree. I also thought it was strange because I mean, for Hunter x Hunter, for Gon or so on, it makes sense that he sounds so young. But I mean, Yo is already in the school and so on. He's not a 10-year-old pupil, right? So I didn't understand that why they used like this high voice.
Yeah, and during the topic of the fast-paced anime, this is kind of an interesting discussion because I really think that the animes are kind of evolving. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's like any form of art, right? You have, like, I don't know, different periods. I never studied art, only in the school, like in history class or something. But I know that art has like periods, right? So in this period you have this art. In this period you have a different art. So I think the art is like of the animes are also evolving, and not only like the way you draw, but also the way you do the media, the anime media itself. And I think before we had those, as you said before, the slow paced animes like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. I think that's the only thing that's left. Maybe Detective Conan as
I
well.
just wanted to ask how is Black Clover in that direction?
Black Clover, it's kind of a mixture. It's kind of a mixture because Black Clover, they first they planned only 50 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. 50 or 70, something like this. And then they made all the arcs. The arcs are really like straightforward. So there is the arc of him entering the Magic Knights. There's the arc of him doing the test of the Magic Knights. There's the arc of him, I don't know, doing his first action with the Magic Knights, like going to action. But at some point, the that's what I read, that the anime was really close to the manga, but they, instead of stopping, they decided to put some fillers.
Hmm.
So they had, like, I don't know, 2 seasons of fillers, like of 13 episodes of fillers, and then they started again. But whenever they are animating like the real manga, like the manga parts, it is completely fast paced and everything is happening really fast. They don't like beat around the bush or anything. Like in every single episode there is a fight, and usually the fights concluding in 1 or 2 episodes. So it's really it's fast paced. But it's just that this decision that they did of not like stopping the season now and making another season in, I don't know, when the manga has more chapters. That's the only difference. But I think you can compare to the animes of the current situation with when we talk about the pace, which is completely different from, I don't know, Naruto, One Piece. One Piece even now it's completely, I don't know. I'm struggling to watch. They as I read, they have this. I don't know. Since a long time, they animate, I don't know, one chapter per episode. So what the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah. I mean, we talked about it last episode already. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's like yeah,
yeah, that's kind of
annoying.
sad. And the last thing I want to talk about Shaman King is that, for me, in my opinion, the opening is the best one of the season up to this moment.
Oh
I
really?
really like it. It's kind of a contend between this one and 86. The 86 opening, I like it a lot as well, but I really like Megumi Hayashibara, who's the one who's singing the Shaman King opening. She's a very successful, and as a matter of fact, she's a very successful voice actor and a very successful singer as well.
Hmm.
She sang like a lot of anime openings, and she's also like voicing so much popular characters. She was the one who's voicing Rei from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh,
She's
okay.
she's the one voicing what's her name? Ah, she's the one voicing what's the movie you like the most? Like your favorite movie, anime movie?
Paprika.
Yeah, she's voicing Paprika.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and she's the one singing like a lot of good anime openings, and she was the one also singing the previous Shaman King songs, like insert songs and openings and endings. And yeah, I like her a lot. So yeah, and I really like the this opening of Shaman King. So yeah, one more reason for me to like the anime.
Yeah, I think in general, all animes have quite great openings. I think my favorite right now is the one from Snow Princess. How's it called?
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
Jordan.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think
yeah,
this one is right now my favorite. But still, every anime had like really good openings this season. Kind of, there was
true.
nothing where I would have said, "Oh, I don't like it at all."
True. With Jordan is even kind of strange because I always think that is Ali Project singing the opening, but it's not. Every time I was like, oh fuck, this is really Ali Project. But when I looked it up in the internet, okay, no, it's not. Okay, fine.
And I mean, Mars Red has Vagiaki band as opening, so it's also for me always
Yeah,
something
yeah. This
band I
season
like a lot.
they're killing it. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. So yeah, then let's go on. We have our two last animes we want to talk about left. So um, the next one you put on the list, so I will let you start.
Yeah. The next one is Hige wo Soru, Soshite Joshikousei wo Hirou, also known as Higehiro for short. Um, yeah, this is also one of the animes that I was not giving so much credit before it started. I picked this one up more from curiosity than with being interested in the synopsis or who is doing or directors or anything like this. Because the synopsis is about, okay, so basically the this the title of the anime, Hige was so blah 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 blah. It means I shaved, then I brought a high school girl home. So the the synopsis of this anime is really like a guy coming back home from his from a normal work day. So yeah, not really normal because some stuff bad happens to him, and then he goes home completely drunk. He finds a high school girl in the side of the road. He talks to her, and she asks him if he wants to have sex with her. Basically, that's the synopsis of this anime, and I was like, okay, this can be some pervy shit. This is maybe one of those Japanese pervy stuff. But a lot of people online were saying, yeah, this is not like, it's really not a pervy shit. It's a nice, I don't know, romantic comedy or something like this. It's like a drama, romantic, blah, blah, blah. And I decided to give it a go more from curiosity of how they can turn around the situation of a high school girl asking a salary man to have sex out of nowhere to like a romantic anime and something that can entertain you episode by episode. And I was really surprised because the anime is really good. That's that's basically summarize it. The story, it's kind of it's not okay. It's not really normal that you are living with a high school girl, but it kind of makes you feel that this is a normal situation and the guy is not a pervert. That's for me it's the main point, that the guy is not a pervert, because if it was, this would be a really problematic anime. So first of all, the guy is not a pervert. He's a completely nice and normal guy. That's what makes this anime watchable, because if this guy was a pervert, I don't think I could follow it. And they can build a really good a relationship between him and her, and in every single episode you discover aspects of his or her personality. So they are really, I think they are really building the characters like seriously good, like seriously good. In two, I think I watched 2 or 3 episodes, I already feel attached to him and to her as well. I was thinking that, like, okay, maybe I will hate one or the other, like, because the girl is okay. She asks her to have sex with him, like in the first episode. So I was like, okay, maybe
And in
she's
the
a slut.
second, and in the third, and in the
Yeah,
now she
yeah,
stops.
yeah. I was like, okay, maybe she's a slut and like she has like a bad personality or something like this. But it's not like this. She has a really likable personality and she's feels like a normal person. It They can bring the anime to the point where you feel that what she did was understandable and you can put yourself in her shoes. That's, I think, that the biggest challenge of what a plot like this brings, because it's a completely out of a normal reality situation that you bring to the reality and you make understand what brought the two characters to this point. I think that's the main point of this anime, to be honest, and why I like it so much.
Yeah, it's basically her insecurity and also her experiences from the past, which kind of make her believe that she has to do this because he took her home and helped her, kind of. So that's the way of how she learned to show gratefulness to some persons.
Yeah, it's not like she said, yeah, out of nowhere, I'm going to sell my body, ask someone to have sex with me in exchange of living at his place or whatever, because she's a runaway, so she's running away from home, and she asks like different guys to stay at their home, like to have a place to sleep, in exchange of having sex, basically. And yeah, this is really the biggest surprise for me this season. I There are different other surprise, other animes that I was not expecting so much, but not at this level, because this was one of the animes I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes and I'll drop, because if it's bad or if it's like just a, I don't know, a romantic comedy, or even just like a stupid comedy out of nowhere, then I'll maybe stop watching. Similar as Nagatoro-san, I started with the same feeling as Nagatoro-san, which we will not talk about Nagatoro-san in this episode, but I started the anime kind of with the same feeling, and for me, it's really one of the best animes this season. Whenever a new episode is out, I go to watch as soon as I can, because yeah, I'm never disappointed with what I get there.
To be honest, his control is also really good because she looks really good.
Yes.
You did mention that. So.
He's a saint. He must be, I don't know, sanctified. He goes directly to heaven when he dies, for sure.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's a bit strange because it has like this kind of points which you would like say it's a harem, right? Because there is also other girls that like him and so on, but he really only loves this one person, and she was the one in the beginning who rejected him, kind of. But also there is changes now, so I'm kind of curious where it will go to. So it's always like on this thin line, which is doing really good right now. It just can change completely. I'm really curious where it will be moving. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think it's just, I don't know how to call it, but it's kind of like a setting that's kind of common in animes, where you have one protagonist and you have a lot of girls. Sometimes you have guys as well, but all the girls are attracted to the guy. but it's not really a harem because the guy is not like, I don't know, all the girls are not completely head over heels to him, but still all the girls kind of like him and see him as a nice guy or something. You know that if he wanted, he would like have a date any of the girls, and it's kind of like a, I don't know, a normal setting for animes, which is, you can definitely recognize the pattern. It's so
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah,
and
but
and and talking about cute girls, maybe we can talk about the next anime we have, which is Shadow's House.
oh yeah, there's also cute girls. You're right. Wow, yeah, Shadow's House. So it's the next anime from Cloverworks. So I really don't know what I should expect from them anymore after Promised Neverland, and then on the other hand, Wonder Egg Priority, which was just best anime of the last season. It's how to explain Shadow House. It's a kind of complicated. So
I'm interested as well how you're going to explain because
So I also don't know that much about it yet because I think part of it is finding out what exactly is happening here and what is going on, and by this also seeing who the characters are and developing with them. But in general, the story is there is a royal family, so it plays in this palace in this royal house where there is different family members of this royal family, but in the first parts and the first episodes is really focusing on only one girl. And all these persons in this royal family are shadows. So they are like, they look like normal people, but they are black. Like their whole, and that sounds so strange. so, so they are really
please
like,
don't cancel us.
so they are really like just like a shadow, so like a black myth. But you can still see the silhouettes, but they have no eyes, they have no mouth, they have no nose, nothing. You cannot see anything from them. And as and they have puppets which resembles them. And these puppets, they are basically there to show their outside, so to show them to show how they look like, and they have to smile when she would be smiling, because you cannot see that she's smiling because she's a shadow. And in this anime it's mainly focused on these at the beginning, at least I don't know where it will go to, but it's mainly focused on these puppets. And these puppets, they also have to learn, so they get created and they don't even know what is their reason to be there other than serve these royal family members. And they what they basically do is like they clean the whole day the house, because the shadow, it's also like making everything black, so a bit like smoke or ashes, kind of like this. And they have to clean this all the time, and that's kind of what is their reason to be there, and also resemble and show like the person's behaviors. And this sounds really strange, which is this also. And it's for me really interesting right now what it is, because the whole setting and also the mood of this anime, it feels really a bit like the first season of Promised Neverland. So it has like this kind of darkish mood, sometimes also really strange music and strange situations where you don't know, is somebody right now in danger or not, and you don't know, is this royal family, are they really friends with their servants or not. And um which makes it really interesting to understand what is going on there, and I kind of expect a really cool story there, um what it is about. And then on the other hand, you have like really great animation, and also these puppet girls, they are so cute. Like this one girl, she's like, yeah, I mean, she's like the typical anime character. She's like really kind of like smaller, and she tries to like clean all the stuff, but in the same moment she breaks all the stuff. And she's like, she's new there, so she just started, and she's behaving like that also. So she's like totally how should I say, not self-secure, like a bit insecure and and afraid of doing wrong things and so on, and clumsy and all the stuff, which makes it really funny. And this connected with all this different dark thingy and so on. It's really, really interesting for me right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the selling point of this anime is the mystery behind, because the synopsis is not revealing anything. The first few episodes it's revealing some points bit by bit. I think we have like 2 or 3 episodes,
Mhm.
and in the first episode they reveal a bit about the shadows and stuff. The second episode you have a bit more information about the relationship of the shadows one another, and also the relationship between the dolls, right, with one another. And I think that's going to be the whole selling point of the anime. They are going to release and unveil the mystery bit by bit and make you feel like compelled to watch the next episode, what's going to happen, or what is really the biggest plot. And I like it. I like it. um as you say, the characters are really um funny and cute at the same time. I like the main character, and for me, what is still an incognita, and I'm sure they will develop this more in the next episodes. Is who this the shadow of the main character, like the doll, is, like why is she like the way she is, or because she seems like very insecure as well, like her doll, or something like this. And it seems like there is like some history or some past story, so I'm interested in knowing more about this, and the whole point of the anime, because right now it's just dolls with their masters living in a house. So what's really the like the bigger plot? What's going to be about? When I get to the 12th episodes, what will I take from this anime? That's what I'm really interested about, because yeah, I think they will bring forward a good story, I'm sure.
Yeah, what I think they're doing really good, and which keeps you also interested, is on the one hand side the characters, but on the other also this mystery, like you said, this dark mystery, some kind of horror feeling, and this connected with this funny kind of cute girl. That's what I meant. It's like a bit like Promised Neverland. Like you have like these, on one hand side, little girls who play catch and like hide and seek and so on, and on the other hand you have like this kind of dark thing, like dark cloud over them, where you don't know what will happen, what will it do, and also what exactly is this, that these royal members are like shadows. Because also when she's like feeling emotional or so on, then the shadows start rising and so on, and you try to even understand, like, are these royal members even friends of their dolls or not? Because like the main girl, she it feels like she is, but now when it opened up also to the other royal family members, it seems a bit more that it could be that they are just servants or so on. But yeah, that's really interesting where it will go to, definitely.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this when I was watching the last episode that was out, that they kinda are building the perfect setting. I don't know if this is going to happen exactly, but in my opinion, they are kind of building the perfect setting for a big turnaround. If I don't know, in the fifth episode or in the sixth episodes, something happens that's completely turning around the whole situation. That would be interesting to watch, and they have a nice setting to make this happen. So I was kind of expecting this. I don't want you to, I don't know, preview the future or something like this,
I
to
don't
read the
know.
future or something like that. I don't have a crystal ball, but I think really they have a perfect setting to do this.
Yeah, I love a good twist, so I'm interested. If they do
Yeah, me
this, I
too.
would be totally in for it.
Same.
Okay, so I think that's all the animes we wanted to present to you today. We thinking about making shorter episodes because we always run into 2 hours long
Yeah.
episodes. So this now is our first episode for this season, and the next one for us would be, of course, we didn't talk about My Hero Academia, so we have there some bigger plans. We want to do like a bigger episode about the whole My Hero Academia franchise, because there is a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and for the next episodes, we want to talk more about certain animes of this season, in only about this one anime, and also a bit longer and not that short as we did today about these animes. And we would be interested, which animes would you be interested in us talking about, and which animes would you be interested in hearing something about. So please let us know. Write it in the comment section below.
yeah. Right here below, blah blah blah. It's somewhere here. All these things those YouTubers do. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, seriously, just write us in the comments if you want to see to watch any content that we you want us to talk about the general topic. It cannot only be like only about the animes. You want to talk about like also a general topic or whatever. Just drop a suggestion in the comment sections. We for sure take a look and reply you as well.
Exactly. Or write us on Twitter or on Instagram. You can find us everywhere there. Um, yeah, and that's kind of it for this episode. So we have our second YouTube episode. Please share it with all your friends who are interested in this new season and in animes in general. And thank you for listening. Wish you a
Yeah,
nice day.
yeah. Spread the word, please. It was a nice episode, I think. From my side, I like it a lot. So yeah, thank you for listening and watching us, and keep in touch. And see you next time.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.